Hello, Century 21 Atwood family, and welcome to the December edition of ELEVATE21. Somehow we made it to the end of another year. I don't know how that happened so fast, but here we are. And before we roll into a brand new 2026, I want us to take a breath together. This time of year is busy. It's emotional, it's hopeful, and honestly a little chaotic. So this is our moment to pause, reflect, and look at the tools and opportunities that can set us up to a strong start. December, to me, has always been about finishing with intention. Not perfection, just intention. Laying a foundation for what's next. So grab your cup of coffee or whatever fuels you these days and settle in, and let's wrap up 2025 the way this team always does. With heart, focus, and yes, a little bit of Atwood relentlessness. Let's dive in. Hey, the 121 experience is right around the corner, April 14th to 17th in Las Vegas. And listen, if you've never been, it's loud, it's inspiring, it's energizing, and no, you do not have to stay out as late as I know some of you will. This is where the brand comes alive. New ideas, new connections, new motivation. We want Century 21 Atwood represented in full force. If you haven't registered yet, now's the time, and we already have an incredible group signed up. And speaking of showing up, thank you to everyone who joined us for Navigate 2026. I left that day feeling extremely proud, not of the event itself, but for all of you. Your willingness to plan intentionally, to be honest about your goals, and to invest in your business is exactly why this company continues to grow. If you missed it, no guilt, no judgment. Life happens, including a snowstorm. But we want to still have you aligned with the rest of the team. So please make sure your 2026 goals are updated in Darwin by December 20th. That's the platform we use to support you, coach you, and help you go where you need to go. We sent out a simple video walkthrough in your email, so check that out. And if Darwin won't let you in, before you panic, just reach out to your office admin. They'll get you all sorted out.
All right.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Cold.
Right? Everyone, they even have been preparing us like this is going to be a different winter than it has been, and I was like, yeah, but they say that every year, and then it did.
They meant it. They meant it.
It happened.
It's nuts. But anyway, let's talk about the market, shall we?
Yes. So the weather outside is frightful, but the market is so delightful.
So delightful.
So delightful.
We still had an improvement on new listings, which is good. You need to see things coming to the market, and I always hate when we see that pause and people hold off because the impact down the line, the domino effect of that is much greater than anything else.
Sure.
And we're talking specifically November this year versus November last year, right?
Right.
And then we did see some negative numbers. We did see some of those metrics go down in terms of closed sales, pending sales. Right. But I'd also like to point out what else happened in the month of November.
What? Oh, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and before that, it snowed like a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we rolled back the tape a couple of months ago. I said it's the seasonality really just depends on when the snow comes. It's kind of so silly to say November this year versus November last year because we didn't have snow until almost Christmas last year.
Right.
So people were still transacting.
We didn't have snow on Christmas last year. It was very sad. It was a brown Christmas.
So it makes sense that some of those numbers went down just by comparison of month to month when you look at that narrow lens, which is why we like to zoom it out and say, what's the year-to-date total? If we do January through November, they were all ups and anywhere between 2 to 5% increases from new listings to pendings to closings to median sales price. These are all positive signs for our market here in 2025 versus last year. So I think that's still, in light of the negatives that we see when we look at the narrow lens, it's still actually a very positive market sign. So delightful.
It is so delightful. It really is so true though, how much just snow affects our business. And if I can remember, Thanksgiving last year was warm.
It was warm.
We were outside throwing the football around. Like it was great. I took my kids skiing and we were in like long sleeves.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And so the business just kept going. But but truly, when the snow falls, like nobody even wants showings.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of crazy. So we always say, like, hey, if the market slows temporarily, now is the time that'll separate the amateurs from the professionals, because the professionals stay working, and they're picking up the phone and they're planning their business, and they're doing all those things. And then now we're hearing the Fed is dropping rate again. So it really just kind of points to, if we have a really heavy snowfall, the Fed is preparing rates, Minnesotans still won't move a lot because we'll be like, oh, well, but it's white out there. So, and so then when that all melts, you add all those things together. Are you ready for an explosive market?
Hey.
I'm crystal balling it right now. It's going to explode this spring.
I always like to point out too that even though we have a seasonal market in Minnesota, obviously, but you also get the privilege of looking at people's intentions when we enter into these seasons, because during the summer, everyone's thrilled to waste your time on houses they'll never buy, and when you come into now, sure, there's less showings going on. We still have an increase in new listings. So there are homes out there to be seen. And the people who want to see them are people who need to move right now. Yeah. So a little bit less of the playing games of the, I don't have to today, back and forth, you just get the serious people who want to sell and the serious people who want to buy, and they want to do it in this season.
That's a really good point. I never thought about it that way. Like, I will go look at 100 homes, but if it's really cold outside, I'm going to look at the one that I want.
You and your wife will look at 1,000 homes.
My wife will, and she'll take me along.
But only in the summer.
But only in the summer. That's right. We're not doing this in the winter, especially with kids. It's a lot in and out, and
boots.
Yeah, ugh. No kidding. So plan your business. We're just here to tell you what the market has done. And we're always talking, in arrears, kind of. We're saying, well, here's what happened last month as compared to last year's last month. And really what this is meant for is so you can plan your business, start getting intentional, and focus on what's going to drive you forward into the next year.
Yeah, exactly. And what a better place to be than with people who can go on that race along with you, and with an admin staff that can help you set those goals into account text. Shameless plug. That you're prepared to hit the ground running when it explodes, like you're saying.
Great point. All right, Brian, 2 things I want to talk about.
All right.
Okay. One was kind of a surprise. Well, for me, you're probably like, yeah, duh. Right. But all of a sudden I saw that the Fed made an unexpected rate drop.
I mean, compared to the previous ones, it was a little bit unexpected.
Okay.
Right? Going into the previous, what we've seen, that the trend for the last 4 rate cuts has been that, hey, we think it's coming, we know it's coming, and so rates start getting better because we're anticipating it, we're hedging against it, right? Investors are buying up bonds, and then it happens, and then everyone goes, well, now what? And then rates got worse. So that's happened the last 4 times. Yeah. This one was different. It was funny because it still sounds like we should have been very confident. But this rate cut only had about an 85% confidence rate. So everyone's like, who knows?
Oh, wow.
That's actually the lowest it's been approaching Fed meeting day. Wow. So because of that, we actually saw in the past week-ish that rates were getting worse. They were starting to build up, and like, maybe we were wrong. People were getting nervous. And then once it happened, is like, actually, for the first time we've seen the last couple of years, rates did get better yesterday. It was just after a week of them getting worse.
Gotcha.
So kind of back to where we were. But what's exciting to continue seeing is that there's conversation about it. Rate cuts are a good thing. I want to emphasize that. I mean, we talk a lot about, there's a rate cut and rates went up. Well, in the short window, yes, but everything's still going the right direction. There is confidence that these are the right moves, and the data that goes into supporting whether they should be cut or not keeps going the right way.
Okay, so you're saying it went up before they went on sale, kind of like when
pretty much Black Friday sale.
Yeah,
perfect.
Hey, now only $9.99. Wasn't
right.
it $9.99 last month? Yeah, but we raised it first, and now it's back.
Bingo.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
But what surprised me when I was kind of reading over this article about this rate drop was, we had heard before, like, we might see 2 more rate drops, and then we had this one, and they're still saying we might see 2 more.
Right.
So spring and summer maybe is kind of what they're rolling the dice on, I guess.
Exactly. And, we're always, it's tough because you don't know how the data's going to come out. But then also, as Powell has referenced, hey, we just at this point know that jobs data is going to come out, and it's just wrong. So we have to make our decisions based on that, but we're
Right.
going to fix it a few months later, and that's
Yeah.
the habit they've gotten into too. But then the discussion about a potential new chair coming and what that's going to look like for the market as well. So there's a lot of shifting things leading to what I think is going to be a really strong 2026 market.
Interesting. I was reading another thing too about, and then we'll get on to my second thing, but wasn't it JP Morgan Chase built this giant skyscraper recently, just opened apparently in New York City, to fill with employees. And they kind of took that as a sign of, if a company this big and this many employees is investing this much money into a skyscraper with a bunch of employees, what's your gamble on AI replacing more employees? And the president and CEO said, I don't see that happening at a mass scale.
Sure.
And so that actually gave a confidence boost into the stock market and things, where people were like, wait a minute, okay, here we thought, oh, there's going to be no more jobs and stocks will continue to rise. And then you have a big player like that say, I don't see it happening that way. So the reason I bring it up is we just have to watch all the things, right? I just got done saying in Navigate that real estate isn't a stock, but it is the market.
Sure.
Right. And sometimes you kind of need to understand that housing does have such a big planet, but it also depends on jobs. It also depends on our economy. There's this symbiotic relationship that's happening. Okay. So I really want to talk about the second thing, because you all know I go on a lot of business trips, a lot of times where I'm going to learn. I just got back from one where they asked me to teach, which was fun. But there's one that I just really, really look forward to whenever you let me go, because it is so much fun. Great information I wasn't expecting, information from a different voice and a different perspective. But then also just having a really good time eating and drinking water and throwing axes. And so we just have a blast. Let's talk about the UWM trip.
Absolutely. So this is something that we've done for years past. We've done about, I want to say 5 different trips now, different groups. And every single time it's neat from my perspective, who keeps going, to see them keep evolving and listening to feedback. And UWM, if you didn't know, is one of our top partners. So we were a good chunk of our loans through them. They're not always the right fit, but they are so invested into the brokers that work with them and the realtors that work with them that they want to keep on giving back. So they have this one-day class. We typically fly out on a Tuesday, go out that night, kind of get our minds right, get coordinated on what we want to learn, spend all day at UWM the next day, do a tour. I always say UWM is like the Google of the lending world.
It's crazy.
It's silly what they have there. But so you get to do that tour, go through, learn. It's going to be a mixture of some loan stuff and some product knowledge, but also how do we enhance our social media to meet what 2026 buyers want to see? Right. How do we continue growing our business and networking and finding new creative ways to stay ahead of the average agent? So it's been fantastic. We've gotten nothing but fantastic feedback from everyone that's gone. And what was neat to see a couple months ago is I'm starting to think of my own business planning and how we grow, and starting to reach out to some of our agents. And then UWM rolled out their list for first quarter classes, and they're doing like twice as many as they usually do. Wow. Which tells us, again, they're getting the feedback. Agents love it. Agents are learning from it. They're growing from it. They just mentioned in a meeting the other day that, they're sending out surveys and saying like, hey, you came to this 6 months ago, 12 months ago. Some of you all might have seen these. Has it helped your business? And it's a resounding yes.
Yeah.
And so to see that and see them doubling down, saying, let's do it some more. So long story short, we are planning a bunch of UWM trips in the first quarter. I'm going to be sending out an invite here in the next few days with some dates that I'm seeing on my calendar that works. At a minimum, we need 3 people for a date to go. But if we get 5, 6, 7, that's great too. We can make that work as well. Yeah. But it's a fun time. And then also for those of you that have gone before, you've already been out there, but like, oh, I already did it. Again, not only does it change a little bit, but they added an advanced course. So one that's like, hey, you already went through the basics.
Yeah.
Let's push it a little bit further. Let's build on that a little bit and show you more ways to grow your business. So really cool.
I just love that. It's one of those things where people pay a lot of money. Our agents pay a lot of money to go and learn and hear from some of the best and the brightest in the industry. And and I just got done saying at Navigate too. If it's for your business, don't say cost, don't say spend, say invest. Right?
Exactly.
You are investing in your business. But this is an opportunity for you to fly to Detroit and learn on someone else's dollar being invested into your business. All you're really spending is your time.
Right.
And or investing your time, I should say. And they're footing the bill on it. And that's because they believe in empowering you with incredible stuff. And they have I would say a vested interest in your growth, but you don't have to use UWM. You don't have to use Brian. You don't have to, right? It's just they believe in putting good out in the world. And every time I've gone, that room is packed with agents who are eager to learn. Yes. So it is, if you want to be a part of it, I can't speak enough about the learning opportunity, but also a chance to, hang out with Matt and Brian and just share some hors d'oeuvres and beverages, and axe throwing has always been a big hit.
I'm just hoping I can throw an axe as good as Kathy does next time, because she showed everyone up.
You guys. Also, Candy did a pretty good job.
She did, yep.
That was a little spooky. Candy's like, I don't know if I could.
True.
You learn a lot about how somebody throws an axe.
Right. Just anyway. Like I brought my own axe. That's
right. Hold on.
Right.
So that just speaks to, the power of this group is the people, right? Mm-hmm. So, and one thing we've seen too, we bring, let's say, Leslie from the Fergus office and Candy from the Mankato office and Pete or whatever, and we're bringing this, from different offices, and they meet each other, and all of a sudden you see, relationships built and deals going back and forth through referrals. It's pretty sweet.
It really is.
It's pretty cool.
So to clarify on that again, the trip is almost completely covered. So the flight out there, your own hotel room, most of the meals are all taken care of. So for the most part, unless you're buying things on the side, this is as close to free as we can get. Yeah. So a really great opportunity. It's a quick trip. We're not trying to go out there for days on end, going through a conference where you only wanted to hear half the stuff. This is all quick, impactful, get in, get out, learn something, and put it into your business.
Yeah. Highly encourage it.
Absolutely.
All right, team, this month's marketing updates are big. Let's jump in. January social media is ready. Start the year strong. Your January social media collection is ready to post. Fresh, on-brand, seasonal content created to keep you visible and consistent across every platform. Download, schedule, and you're done. The Q1 social drop is here from C21. This quarter's social drop is officially live. You'll get editable graphics, scripted captions, eye-catching videos, all designed to help you show up professionally and consistently without spending hours designing. Here's the news everyone's been waiting for. Canva Enterprise launches for Century 21 agents in January. This is a game changer. With Canva Enterprise, you'll see quick access to brand-compliant templates, drag and drop design tools, a full brand kit including logos, fonts, colors, graphics, trusted technology used by 95% of Fortune 500 companies. You'll create polished, on-brand marketing in minutes, not hours. In Canva, brand kits will give you instant access to official C21 logos, fonts, colors, graphics, media, all inside Canva. Brand templates give you everything from social posts, newsletters, flyers, presentations, and listing marketing materials. Everything you need to stay on brand and look like a pro. Want to build faster? The Anywhere app lets you pull your listing data, agent info, office info, and media straight into your designs with one click. No copying and pasting, no digging, just plug in your data and go. When Canva Enterprise goes live, here's what you'll see. Canva-led training to help you get started, quick documentation in the learning platform, a full library of on-brand templates ready to customize. January, it's all about getting you ready to create marketing at the speed of business. The new Q3 2025 Luxury Market Report is available now in Brand Studio and Express Docs. Luxury clients expect expertise. This gives you the data to back it up. All 2026 holiday campaigns are now live. That includes holiday videos, static graphics, caption copy, and Moxie Engage holiday email campaigns. Download now or automate your scheduling and plan ahead for the entire year. Moxie Engage continues to be your cornerstone for staying connected with your sphere. Drip campaigns now available include holiday campaigns, FSBO campaigns, and why choose a C21 agent. Quick tip, group your clients for easy emailing. Automate emails for new leads, clean up your contacts to start 2026 fresh. Rise is the next evolution of the MoxieWorks platform. Faster, more intuitive, and more powerful. Expect enhancements in campaign tools, reporting, triggered and automated communications, listing automation, and personalized content. This is going to streamline your workflow and up-level your productivity.
All right, you all know one of my favorite parts of Elevate 21, celebrating you. Shout out to our $1 Million Club agents and top producers who continue to elevate the standard every single month. All right, congratulations to our $1 Million Club, Chad, Rob, Leanne, Jeff, Dan Baker, Jen, Kelly, Tara, Wayne, Trent, Tim, Crystal, Dick, Laura, Emily, Laura, Charlie, Julie, Keaton, Dan Holla, Gretchen, Roger, Shauna, Ann, Bob, Deanna, Linda, Cindy, Josh, Katie, Joni, Brian, Melissa, Lindsay, Nancy, Jenny, Michael, Ken, Dan Gilderman, Dean, Ruth, Rick, Bob, Mary, Robin, Savannah, Cheryl, Sadar, Valerie, Julie, Lynn, Sharon, and Kim. Big congratulations to our $5 Million Club, Bill, Dan Ness, Sarah, Bonnie, Ellen, Belinda, Lynn, Nathan, Rhonda, Dan Wingert, Pam, George, John, and Andrew. And our $10 Million Club, Samantha, Jeff, Craig, Jody, and Pete. Our $15 Million Club, Leslie and Rick. And incredible congratulations to our $30 Million Club, Candy Dykeman. Hey, these testimonials remind us why we do what we do. Thank you for delivering extraordinary experiences and building lifelong relationships. Our first one is for Crystal Peterson in our Silver Bay office. Crystal made things easy when purchasing my first house. If I had questions, she was knowledgeable, or if she didn't know the answer, she was prompt to find out and get back to me. From Kelsey in Silver Bay, Minnesota. Next up, we have one for Jeff Campbell in our Winstead office. If it weren't for Jeff, I'm not sure we would have closed on time. He kept my untrustworthy lender in line to make sure everything got done that needed to be done on the day of closing. Very professional and always one text away from any questions I may have had. Made sure I understood what I was getting into and made sure I understood the process of buying a home. 10/10 would recommend to anyone. From Benjamin in Silver Lake, Minnesota. And here's one for Sadar Lingham in our St. Louis Park office. Sadar is an outstanding realtor and a master negotiator. In a highly competitive Twin Cities market, she got our offer accepted against multiple bids. Negotiated $25,000 off the asking price. Calm, strategic, and always responsive, Sadar made a stressful process smooth and successful. Her knowledge and tenacity delivered results we didn't think possible. Highly recommend. From Laya in Savage, Minnesota. Please help us celebrate our agents making anniversaries this month. From 1 year to decade milestones, we're grateful for your loyalty, your passion, and the way you show up for this company and your clients every day. Rhonda, Dan Gilderman, Corey, John, Lynn, Mary, Colette, and Laura. As we wrap up this final Elevate 21 of the year, remember, December is not the finish line. It's the launch pad. You have the tools, the training, the brand, and most importantly, the support to make 2026 your strongest year yet. Take care of yourselves this month. Rest when you can. Enjoy the season. Hug people you love. And when 2026 shows up, we'll be ready together.